All right, a major shakeup inside the Trump campaign today. The presumptive GOP nominee firing his campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski. The exact reasons for his firing, they are unclear, but the campaign has faced a rather rough patch in recent weeks, including some slip in poll numbers. In the latest Monmouth national poll, which was released just moments ago, Trump is trailing Hillary Clinton by 7 points. Then there's the Never Trump movement that is vowing to fight on. They're trying to set rules at the convention that would allow delegates to vote from whoever they want, which Trump, of course, has taken issue with. Watch.
You have a couple of guys that were badly defeated, and they're trying to organize maybe like a little bit of a delegate revolt, maybe. I mean, forget about the legality because it's not legal.
All right, we got a lot of developments here today. I'm joined again by Leslie and Ned for analysis. Ned, he's definitely had some blunders as of late. It seems to have cost him in the poll numbers. Corey Lewandowski was hardly a diplomat, right?
Right?
So did Trump have to make this change? Was he being badly influenced by Corey?
No, I think part of what they had to do is make a decision what direction they're going to go. We're end of June almost, and its time is running out. So I think they had to make a decision.
He's got to make
on
that
what they're
pivot,
actually going to do.
Pivot to the middle.
But the other thing too is if you're familiar with what's going on with the Trump campaign, I mean, there's been a lot of dissension, a lot of infighting, and I think at some point you had to say we've got to stop the infighting and pick which direction we're going to go. But no, I don't think it had anything to do with bad advice. I think part of it had to do with lack of building infrastructure, and I don't think it had anything to do with the convention. Paul Manafort's in charge of the convention. But Trish, the thing that's going to happen in Cleveland the week before the actual convention, July 14th and 15th, the Rules Committee is going to meet, 112 members, and they're going to decide, are they going to unbind the delegates on the first ballot and allow them to vote their conscience? And again,
this is pretty wild.
Well, you're starting to see more and more chatter. It's not gotten to the point where I think it's overwhelming chatter that leads you to believe it will actually happen. But as far as I'm led to believe, it's a simple majority on the Rules Committee that will decide, do we unbind the delegates and let them vote their conscience? Again, once they do that, it then goes to the floor of the convention, and the delegates themselves have to vote on it.
So are you telling me, Ned, that Trump may not get it? That somebody else may emerge?
I am saying that there is the potential. It's not inconceivable, but here's the problem. We're essentially 3 weeks away from the Rules Committee meeting. You know, the weight of process, the wheels have been set in motion. Trump has over 1,400 pledged delegates, 120 some unpledged. You know, he's sitting at about 1,500 delegates. So there's this weight of the process and the motion that's headed towards, you know, him being the presumptive nominee. So
right, but there's certainly a serious effort. I mean, they had a phone call over the weekend where people could call in delegates to voice their concerns. I want to get over to Leslie, but your thoughts again, Ned?
But let me put it this way. Trish, it's not inconceivable. Do I think it could happen? 50-50 chance.
Do you think, Leslie, that there's a certain amount of pressure now being put on Donald Trump to conform to some ideals which are more true to the conservative party as opposed to what, you know, he's sort of thinking in any given moment? And that is part of this effort as we hear about the attempt to oust him and put someone else in? Is it a threat or is it real?
Absolutely. Oh, no, I think it's very real. I think there are many in the GOP who are very concerned and question as of late with talk about ideas with regard to the Second Amendment and guns, whether or not Donald Trump is A, a real conservative, B, they look at the poll numbers, C, they say he really needs to be pitching to conservatives more than the Bernie Sanders followers. He needs to get the other half, if you will, of conservatives. And I think that they're seeing some, you know, the Libertarian Party rising and people like former Massachusetts Governor William Weld and Mitt Romney and Utah not being interested in a very conservative state.
Aren't they kind of shooting themselves in the foot? I mean, if you look at this, you know, dispassionately, just as a political analyst, and you know, look, the history books will have lots to talk about when this is all said and done, but is the Republican Party perhaps ruining its chance at the White House by not backing its candidate, Leslie? Leslie,
no, because I think that. I think when they look at the map, I think it's clear that right now, and especially with the polls, and the more Donald Trump comes out with rhetoric that divides not only the party but the nation, that it's less likely Republicans can regain control of the White House and can keep control over their majority in the House and the Senate, which are also concerns.
All right, so Leslie says they're
also,
cooked.
this is not a general election. This is a general election coming up. So, it's a very different type of election than a primary.
Ned, your thoughts?
Yeah, Trish, I mean, part of the problem here is that Trump is in many ways being his own worst enemy. He has been he's not had a great last couple weeks, but he's not doing some of the fundamentals that he should be doing in regards to really building out the campaign. And again, Trish,
but maybe this is a step in the right direction, Ned. I mean, he's getting rid of Corey. He's putting Paul, who's sort of the elder statesman, in there, who has a lot of experience in campaigns. Could this be a turning point for him?
It could be a turning point, but here's the thing, Trish. We know that national elections are really about 10 to 15 states. He's got to start focusing on those 10 to 15 states. Again, the usual suspects, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Florida, and some others. And he's got to start raising money. I mean, here's the thing that Trump has basically said he's really not raising money. He thinks he's going to build some national campaign off a lot of rallies and earned media. Well, that only takes you so far. And this is a different ballgame. This is not the primary. This is the general. He needs to start doing some of these fundamentals if he's going to give himself a chance. Since he hasn't been doing that, since there's been so much dissension in the campaign, you've heard this chatter start to increase about, well, are they going to change the rules for the convention? Is there going to be a revolt on the convention floor? Well, if he would actually start doing some of these fundamentals, he would tamp down those rumors and actually be able to push those off to the side. But, you know, again, he's got to decide what direction he's going to go.
All right. Leslie, Ned, thank you so much.
Thanks, Trish.